Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be reviewing the first day of Tampa Bay Buccaneers OTA practices, this being May 25th, and we are getting this information from our good friends over at pewterreport.com. As always, I will have a link to their articles and their YouTube channel down in the pinned comment in the comment section below. Go subscribe to them and give them some support. But this article was written by our friend Mark Cook over at pewterreport.com, giving Pewter Report's thoughts and opinions on the first day of OTA practices. Vets missing, STUARD continues to shine. This should be a very interesting read. Let's get into it. The Bucs were back on the field on Tuesday for the team's first OTA workout, although it was far from the complete team attending. The practice started at 10:30 a.m. with temperatures in the mid-80s, although a nice breeze kept the 2-hour session bearable. Below are Pewter Report's impressions from the practice. Bucs veterans nowhere to be seen. While the date has been on the calendar for a while, no one for sure knew exactly who was going to show up to the voluntary practice. Of the 22 starters from a year ago, none were in attendance on Tuesday, but Bucs head coach Bruce Arians said that was just fine. I did talk about this in a previous video, by the way, guys, about how certain veterans and other players around the league were having discussions about not showing up to these voluntary workouts due to the stress and strain that it puts on their bodies at this time of year. It seemed a lot of players seemed like it might be a little bit of overkill in terms of doing these workouts at this certain time of year. So the Bucs players, the Bucs starters rather, they will be fine. They've been conducting private workouts at other facilities. So overall, it's going to be fine. Tom Brady and the rest of the boys will be good to go for the upcoming season. And then there was also a video here of Bruce Arians giving his thoughts. Everything's fine. If Bruce Arians says it's fine, you know what, then I think it's going to be fine. But STUARD still standing out on Bucs defense. Several of Tampa Bay's veteran players, led by quarterback Tom Brady, worked out earlier this week at the Yankees minor league facility and didn't participate in Tuesday's practice at One Buc Place, as I said just a moment ago. However, the Bucs rookies were all in attendance and on the field except first-rounder Joe Tryon, who is still recovering from a minor knee procedure. We had talked about that in a previous video as well. While Tryon didn't practice, he was with his defensive teammates on Tuesday, listening into the coaching staff who worked with their new additions. On the defensive side, rookie Chris Wilcox saw a lot of action at cornerback when the offense and defense went up against each other. So Chris Wilcox getting a lot of playing time there. Rookie linebackers Grant Stewart and KJ Britt both were on the field often at the same time, and both had a solid day, particularly Stewart, who continued to impress Arians. The head coach complimented the rookie's ability to process what he learned from rookie minicamp earlier this month and then transfer that to the field this week. Stewart has really stood out in the 2 practice sessions we've been able to attend. On Tuesday, he had 2 pass breakups, one on the very first play in team drills. Later in the morning session, he broke up a pass deep down the field intended for a tight end, getting rave reviews and cheers from his teammates on the sideline. So, very interesting thing to note there. Grant Stewart continues to impress. I mean, I love Grant Stewart. I think that he's going to be awesome. I know a lot of you guys are fans of Grant Stewart as well, and he just continues to make plays and do some really, really awesome things. Somebody should interview that guy. Anyway, going a little bit deeper here, Hainsey, a 5-position player for the Bucs. Another rookie the Bucs have been working hard is offensive lineman Robert Hainsey. The former Notre Dame standout was a tackle in college, but on Tuesday was primarily playing center with some reps at left guard as well. Arians also pointed him out to the media following practice on Tuesday and said he has the ability to play all 5 offensive line positions, including tackle if called upon. John Molchon and undrafted free agent Sedarius Hutchinson also saw time at center on Tuesday. At 6'4", 315 pounds, Hutchinson is a massive man and will push for a roster spot if he continues to pick things up and stays healthy moving forward. Pewter Report are very big fans of Sedarius Hutchinson. I myself am a big fan of John Molchon. He is a friend of the channel, of course, so it's nice to see John Molchon playing a little bit of center, showing that versatility that we talked about here on the channel in days past. But Robert Hainsey, we've talked about it before. He is playing center primarily. He was doing this in rookie minicamp. He is now doing this in OTAs as well. Interesting that they have him playing left guard in that first day of practice. I imagine that he will move all around the offensive line, but does that mean he will be a candidate to compete with Alex Kappa and Aaron Stinnie for that right guard spot? At this point, you would assume probably not. It seems like he's probably going to be a backup center, a backup, just all-around offensive lineman, period, but his main spot may be center, so we'll have to pay attention to that. Trask, Griffin have solid, steady practice. Neither veteran quarterback Ryan Griffin nor rookie Kyle Trask had any wow-type throws on Monday, and both had good portions of practice and some not so great. Neither showcased any cannon-type arm, which isn't surprising, or really had many deep ball attempts. A majority of the passes thrown were within 20 yards. I'm assuming that Blaine Gabbert was not at this practice. Griffin was probably the better of the two, but is heading into his third year in the offense, so he just looks more comfortable overall. Griffin was more decisive with his throws, while Trask at times seemed hesitant to let the ball fly. Arians complimented both after practice, however, and said he was pleased with what he saw overall. So, again, Kyle Trask, Ryan Griffin seem like both quarterbacks are getting a lot of time here. Again, I don't believe Blaine Gabbert was at these practices. He might have been with Tom Brady and the boys at their practice over at the Yankees training facility and whatnot. So, interesting that Ryan Griffin, Kyle Trask are both doing seemingly meh all right in day one of practice. I'm sure both guys will get more warmed up and get more into the speed of things as time goes on, especially Kyle Trask as he gets more comfortable in the NFL. So, overall, very interesting to get some notes there about the quarterbacks. Arians mentioned offensive lineman Brad Seaton following practice. I was really happy to see Brad Seaton back. Arians said he opted out last year and he looks fantastic. He looked really good. That's going to be very interesting because a lot of people have forgot about Brad Seaton. He opted out last year, didn't play for the entirety of the 2020 season, and now he is back. He'll be competing with guys like Calvin Ashley, who is a friend of the channel, for potentially that backup right tackle spot, or maybe even Brad Seaton could compete with Josh Wells for that backup left tackle spot. We'll have to wait and see, but I know that Brad Seaton was a good backup before he opted out, and now he's coming back, and Arians is a big fan of his, so that's got to be points for him there. Taking a look at some of the other notes here, rookie receiver Jaelon Darden is fast, as we all know, but he was able to showcase his ability to cut and stop and start on Tuesday. Even more so than during the rookie minicamp earlier this month. On one particular reception, Darden took a quick seam pass and made the defense look silly as he cut on a dime and weaved in and out of the secondary without being touched. Darden was also fielding punts along with Jadon Mickens during the first part of practice on Tuesday morning. Another, just more praise, right, for Jaelon Darden, who's been getting so much freaking love just from everybody. The coaching staff, media, other Buccaneers content creators. I mean, everybody's loving Jaelon Darden, and he just continues to do amazing Jaelon Darden things, and that has continued in Tuesday's practice. Another wide receiver was impressive on Tuesday as well. Second-year wide receiver Travis Johnson was the best receiver on the day, showcasing an ability to run several different routes while also showcasing his hands. Johnson used his big body and frame to box out smaller defensive backs at times on Tuesday while also creating separation with precise route running. While it will be an uphill battle to make the Bucs 53-man roster, Johnson is trying to make it hard for the coaching staff to let him go. So, interesting note on Travis Johnson. Jason Light actually said not too long ago, I believe a month or two ago, that he was also excited to see Travis Johnson compete for a roster spot and the overall potential that he had. So, Travis Johnson already showing up day one of practice of OTAs. Seems like Jason Light is onto something there. We'll see how he progresses in practices as well. The Buccaneers didn't announce the signing of new cornerback D. Delaney until after practice on Tuesday, but the former Washington, Miami, and New York Jets saw plenty of action at left cornerback on Tuesday. The next practice session open to the media is next Tuesday, June 1st, also at 10:30 a.m. So we'll see if we can get more information on the other OTAs practices throughout this course while the media won't be there. I believe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, like Carmen Vitale, maybe Scott Smith, will be writing some information that we can use and hopefully make some videos out of that as well. But in terms of day one, guys, some pretty interesting notes, right? I mean, Grant Stewart, He's an absolute beast. He's still continuing to do some very good work. KJ Britt got a mention from Bruce Arians, as did Grant Stewart, as previously mentioned. Chris Wilcox got some work in there, looked pretty decent. Robert Hainsey got a mention from Coach Bruce Arians. Is just this absolute versatility machine, but he will probably primarily be playing backup center. He did it in rookie minicamp, and he is doing it right now. I imagine that's where his main spot will be. Trask and Griffin looked solid, but overall, nothing super crazy flashy or anything like that. I expect both of these guys to continue to just overall be solid quarterbacks and have some pretty good moments throughout the remainder of these OTA practices. Then you have guys like Brad Seaton coming back looking good, Jaelon Darden doing some really good things, Travis Johnson, who got a mention there, and overall, seems like a pretty decent practice. While all the starters weren't there, they're still getting their time in away at the New York Yankees training facility, and everything should be fine, and it's nice to see some of the backups get some highlights, get some overall shine, if you will, during these OTA practices. So, guys, what are your thoughts about all this? Let me know down in the comments section below. What do you think about the quarterbacks? What do you think about some of the rookies, especially Grant Stewart? He seems like he is really budding into being a defensive star for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, backups early on. Again, somebody should interview that guy, but overall, give me your guys' thoughts. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next video, or I will see you in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.